partners, pretty much all of our promotional product suppliers, everything we do, we try to stay local. There's promotional companies that are pitching us every day, whether it's from Chicago or Miami or wherever it might be. But we've kind of found 4 vendors here in Central Pennsylvania. We'd rather just for us to keep the money here. I think it's important for us as a community partner to spend our money as much as we can here in Central Pennsylvania, and then to benefit organizations and charities here in Central PA as well. Is vital for us. From a partnership perspective, we don't really get tied into too many national brands. It just doesn't, our reach isn't big enough for them to really benefit from that. So McDonald's, even though that's a national brand, it's like a regional franchisee group that's spending the money to do that partnership. So there's no national benefits for us with McDonald's. We just kind of get the regional piece. The same with Pepsi. The Pepsi bottling group that we work with, their funds are actually Central Pennsylvania through New York. So even though it's a national brand, we're working on a regional level. Anything else?
Any advice for him to move from here through a career, or any information on internships?
If you haven't done an internship yet, you're looking to get in sports, I would say that's a monumental way to do so. You definitely would want to do that. Our internship, we usually will post our internship, July timeframe. It's a pretty time-consuming internship because it's a game day intern. So essentially, our interns are there every game, and then we'll try to mix in some office hours during the week. We'll maybe do like 4 to 6 office hours one day during the week, just so the interns can get a little more used to the office time. But really, a lot of the stuff when people start in sports is a lot of that hands-on, that in-game, that interactive element. So that's the biggest piece of our particular internship. The one thing I always say to sports fans is don't ever think of the way to get into sports as team only, venue only. We talked about today, there's so many partners now, Pepsi's, regional Pepsi deals, or Rudders, or whoever it might be, or agencies that are handling sports deals. There are so many opportunities to get involved with sports, but not necessarily be with a team or with a venue. Again, Pepsi on a national level is doing a lot of things where they have an agency overseeing all of their pieces. When I worked in NASCAR, very rarely did I work with Home Depot directly, or did I work with 3M directly. I worked with the agency that was doing the buy for 3M, or doing the buy for Pepsi. So, and those are a lot more all-consuming agencies than your normal ad agency, in that when it's event day, they're the ones out activating a partnership on site. So, I always tell people, try to find the GMR marketings of the world, the Octagon Sports marketings. Those are the folks who are, putting on golf tournaments, who are, doing a lot of the partnership pieces for a lot of these other sponsors, whether it's in, NASCAR, whether it's in basketball, whatever it is. So no one should ever think, all right, well, I didn't get a job for XYZ sports team, not never get a job in sports. There's a lot out there other than just the teams or the venues.
So what made, I'm curious, you had a NASCAR background for so long. I heard she was okay with that. I mean, as far as going to a jumping sports, did it translate between going from NASCAR to hockey? Does it translate across the board in terms of, okay, you did baseball for 15 years, and now all of a sudden you're going to be like a marketing manager for soccer? Does it translate very similarly?
It does translate pretty easy. I mean, and honestly, even the entertainment ends of it, the theater, translated a lot easier than I originally anticipated. I didn't. Entertainment's entertainment. Kind of the ways, the basic ways to reach people, are pretty much the same. So it's you get to tweak and refine things, but
at the core,
at the core, it's very, very pretty similar. And with entertainment, you typically will have an avid follower there. So sports, you've got your avid followers, teams. With entertainment, you have your avid Keith Urban followers. At the base of it, it's someone who loves whatever it is that you're selling there, And so, and they're looking to go to a 2-hour show and be entertained, whether that's a hockey game, whether that's a concert, whether that's a Broadway play. That's what they love, and that's what they want, to be entertained by. So the biggest transition for me was going from sales to marketing. when I was in school, I was a communications major, so I had a pretty good understanding of the market, the traditional media marketing, you know, kind of how TV sales worked, how radio sales worked. I understood basic terminology, so that gave me a little bit of a head start, but I'll be honest, the social media end of it, you know, clueless, you know, it was just kind of, all right, well, let's join Facebook, let's join Twitter, let's just figure out what we're doing. What I will say, again, is, I mean, you know, if you can kind of go off and try to find some of those social media websites, I just, you know, I can't preach it enough. I mean, that really gives you an advantage at this point. If you have a great understanding of kind of the social media aspects, I think that really puts you, you know, can be, everyone's always looking for that standout factor. And I think that will help a lot of folks stand out from other folks who might be applying for jobs. And the inherent advantage, especially for, typically when I talk to high school kids, I say the real inherent advantage for them is, you know, they're on it all the time. They know exactly what they're doing. They're more the experts than the experts on that stuff. So, but I would say, yeah, just jump into this, trying to find some social media websites, trying to find out what's going on in the industry, because that's the next wave. I mean, Facebook's not dying. Twitter, you know, who knows? Who knows? I've been in a lot of classrooms, and not many people are on Twitter, so I don't know how many, you know, how long its staying power is. And they tell me they get 460,000 new followers a day on Twitter. So, I mean, new folks a day on Twitter. So, I would imagine it's going to be around for a while too. So it's going to be a learning and understanding of how to leverage those mediums and how do you connect with your base on those platforms. That was a really long-winded answer to a pretty simple question. See, I like it when time is.
So would it have been harder to jump into, you said you're a big college basketball fan.
Yeah.
Would it have been harder to jump into like college basketball marketing because of the desire to, and not to say watch, but you say you're pretty active on game days. Is that a hard thing for you to deal with during hockey season? Like, you feel as though you do your job while you want to pay attention to the game?
The positive for me is I am at heart an avid sports fan. I'm an avid college pro football fan. I love NBA. I enjoy hockey.
But it's not like the desire need to watch every single one.
No, I mean, obviously, into the team, you know, you start to know the guys, and you get a lot more into it in that respect. But of the major sports, hockey is the one I watch the least. So that
is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
You know, it's both. I think it's an advantage in that you can kind of step back from it a little bit and say, all right, well, I'm not a diehard fan, you know, so here's, you can kind of step back and evaluate what information you're putting out there and what's important. But it's a disadvantage because if you're a diehard fan, you're on there every second looking to know everything about the team. Again, that's what, you know, Twitter's great for me is I'll pretty much know exactly what's going on with the team all the time just because I, you know, can roll through my Twitter feed. But I know when I worked in NASCAR, I was a bit of a NASCAR fan when I got into it, and when I was in it, I was just tired of seeing it. You know, when you went home on the weekends, I didn't want to watch a race because I wasn't interested. The moment I started watching a race, I started thinking, job, you know. And I started saying, oh, well, this sponsor's doing this here, and this guy's doing this here, and this sponsor's doing watch the race anymore. So, you know, for me, that was a bit of a difficult transition. You know, I watch hockey games now when I watch Flyers or Caps. You know, I'll watch them not only for the game, but to see what they're doing in game and to see what else they're doing. So, I can say if you've got a really avid love for something, it does become difficult because you really are working nonstop on those game days. I mean, you're not kind of hanging out, having fun watching the game. So.
Any other questions? Andy, thanks so much, appreciate it, and any other questions, we'll shoot you emails, and we'll follow up next time and talk about it. Thanks so much, you guys are free to go. Andy, and good seeing you.